Alright, so this video is going to be over multiplying and dividing fractions. So let's start. Multiplying fractions is pretty easy. If it's just two regular fractions, just multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 8 times 2 is 16. 3 over 16 is in simplest form, so it's done. 7/9 times 1/3. 7 times 1 is 7. 9 times 3 is 27. I can't simplify 7 over 27, so I'm done. Now, if you do have a mixed number, you have to change it to an improper fraction before multiplying. And I always like to remember Texas, the great state we live in, because that will help me make it improper. So it's 8 times 2, which is 16, plus 1, which is 17. So it's 17/8. That's the 2 and 1/8 is 17/8, times 1/5, which would be 17 times 1 is 17, 8 times 5 is 40. I cannot simplify, so I'm done. Same thing over here. I'm going to use Texas to make them improper. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22, times 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13, and then I'm going to multiply. 22 times 13, and 6 times 7, which is 42. So 13 times 22 is 286 over 42, and then I'm going to divide it out to make it a proper mixed number. 286 divided by 42, 5, 6, 7, 6 times 2 is 12, 24, 25, that's 4, 3, 6, and 34 over 42. Alright, and then I know 34 over 42, I can simplify that by 2, divide a 2 out. So 6, 34 divided by 2 is 17, 42 divided by 2 is 21, and I am done. There's also another way, like cross simplify, and by cross I mean diagonally. So it's basically like you're simplifying before you start the problem as opposed to at the very end of the problem. So I look diagonally, the 2 and the 4. I can simplify 2 and 4. I'm going to divide out a 2. Okay. I'm going to look diagonally, the 3 and the 9. I can divide out a 3. Now it's the same thing as 1/3 times 1/2, which would be 1/6. Now if I did 2/9 times 3/4, I would do 2 times 3 is 6, 9 times 4 is 36, and I would still get 1/6, but I'd have to simplify by 6 to get that 1/6. And here when I simplified by 2 and then simplified by 3, 2 times 3 is 6, so it's like I already simplified by 6 beforehand. So 5/12 times 6/15. Look at it again. Look at the diagonal. 5 and 15. I'm going to take out a 5. 5 will go into 15 3 times. 6 and 12. Okay, I'm going to take out a 6. 1, 2. So now it's like 1/2 times 1/3. 1/6. Not too bad. Okay, dividing fractions. A couple ways. You can multiply by the reciprocal, or you can make them have the same denominator, which should be easy to divide because you'd get 1. So let's try 2/3 divided by 1/5. So if I was going to multiply by the reciprocal, I would keep 2/3, change division to multiplication, and then the reciprocal of 1/5 would be 5 over 1. So 2 times 5 would be 10, 3 times 1 would be 3. I would have 10/3, and I would need to divide that out. 3 times 3 is 9 left over. So my answer would be 3 as my whole number and 1/3 left over. Okay, same thing here as, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not ready for this problem over here yet. I'm going to go to 3/8 divided by 1/2. So here, this one's a little nicer because I can just divide it. 3 divided by 1 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So sometimes simple division is going to be in your favor and it will work. Here, like I was trying to say a minute ago, I need to make this into an improper fraction. Here's your Texas. Okay, 10 times 2 is 20, plus 1. Okay, and here, this one actually works the same way. I can just divide it on out nice and easily. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 7 halves, which I would then divide that out. 3 and 1 half. The last one, 4 and 1/4 divided by 2 and 1 half. Make them improper. 16 plus 1 is 17. I'm going to go over here for more work space. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So 5 halves. So I have 17/4 divided by 5 halves. I need to multiply by the reciprocal. So 17 over 4 times the reciprocal of 5 halves would be 2/5. Okay. And here I can now, because I'm multiplying, I can now cross simplify. But I'm just going to work it out. 7 times 2 is 34. 4 times 5 is 20. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2. You see, if I would have simplified by 2 right here, I wouldn't have to be dividing by 2 right here. 34 divided by 2 is 17. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10 will go into 17 one time, and 7 out of 10 left over. Okay, so I hope that helps with some examples.